Hi, my name is Tony Dube. I've been a commercial photographer for over 25 years. I've created thousands of images for hundreds of companies, both large and small. I realized that all I was doing is feeding my wallet and starving my soul. Now, it's time to feed the soul. Hi, Matt. I was wondering if I can ask you a couple of questions about your collection. First off, what initially sparked your passion for collecting, and how did you acquire your first piece?
Okay. I originally started collecting baseball cards, and then I got into vintage baseball cards, and then I got my first bat, and there's something about a bat that is nothing like a card. The grain of the wood, the uniqueness of each bat, it just led from one bat to a couple hundred, as you can see, and each one's just unique, and there's something I like about the hunt.
How long have you been in the hunt and collecting bats?
15 years or so. It's been 15 good years of hunting for bats.
Cool. Now, it sounds like this is kind of your specialty. I'm looking around your room. You've got gloves, you've got trophies, you've got all kinds of neat stuff. But tell us, what's your primary specialty if you do specialize?
Primary specialty is Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Ty Cobb, Honus Wagner, and Joe Jackson bats, and then the 40K cork grip bats.
Awesome. Well, how do you find them? I mean, obviously there's the internet and there's shows and things like that. What's your general method of finding what you love?
You find a lot on eBay. The flea markets are tough. I go every week, but it's tough to find things. I go to all the local antique stores and antique fairs, antique shows, places like Brimfield, and you just gotta look everywhere because you don't know where it's going to turn up.
You just never know when someone's going to pull a box out of their attic and it's going to have some amazing stuff in it, right?
No, that's just it. There's bats tucked in corners that I definitely like to have my hands on.
I'll bet. If there's anybody out there that has some unique bats, we'll have his website and his address at the end of the video here. You can contact him and maybe he'd be interested. What would you say is your most prized possession in your collection?
One of my Joe Jackson bats.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the Joe Jackson bats.
Why do you feel, what makes his bat so special? Is it because of him as a player? Or because
there's just there's that whole aura around Joe Jackson being banned from baseball. He pled his innocence, and just to have a bat that bears his name it's rare, and to have one is just pretty incredible. And just talk about a guy that played to the fullest. Even after he was banned, he toured around, played barnstorming, and just an incredible ball player.
That's amazing. Yeah, I've definitely read about him in the history books, and he's just a unique player. Of course, it seemed like back in the 20s and 30s, it seemed like there were so many characters in the game.
Right. You had guys that were playing not for the money; they were playing for the love of the sport, and there were just guys that played their hearts out.
They just loved it. Well, last question, kind of, if you had your wish list and you were searching for something that you just haven't yet found in the condition that you want it in, what would that something be?
I'd love to have a Joe Jackson cork grip bat. There's two out there. I know where they are. I can't seem to get them, so if there's another one out there, contact me, please.
Excellent. Well, that brings up the last question. How can people get in touch with you?
You can go to my website. It's oldbaseballbats.webs.com and check me out there, or you can email me at bub13@aol.com. That's bub13@aol.com.
Excellent. Well, Matt, it's been a pleasure to work with you all day, and I hope you had a little bit of fun. I know I did, and we created some great shots.
It was a good time. I hope everybody enjoys it.
Thanks.